Hello. Sorry, had to get my dog in the house. My dog is 16 and a half, and she's got Alzheimer's. She's got a lot of things. So she's not so easy to get and to do the things I need to do. Um, so hello, Lynn. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Stevie. Good morning, Stan. Good morning. Yes, it is such a beautiful day. I mean, it's been ridiculous here in Los Angeles, like 80s. I mean, or almost 80s. So it's really crazy. It's so nice because it's just like in the middle of winter, you have these summer days, and so it's really nice. You're not. We haven't been socked in the heat, which is what I can't stand. So it feels really, really great. Um, all right. Does anybody have anything they would like to share or ask about? Um, Anything that's going on in your body? All right. So I'm free to roam. Okay. Well, let's get started. So I have some setup stuff here. All right. So let me see this. All right. Well, first of all, thanks for showing up because I'm saying thank you that you're here, but also for yourself. Like, thank yourself for showing up because this is our opportunity to take care of ourselves. And that is so important. And I was just reading from Dr. Hyman. He's one of the functional medicine doctors. I love the information he shares because he is a Western MD, yet he is so into functional medicine. He's the way we do things here in the West is we manage diseases, right? You go to a doctor and they're looking at markers that put you in a disease state, right? So when they do blood or when they do tests, is it in the disease state? Is it cancer? Is it diabetes? Is it osteoporosis? Is it this? Is it that? Right here, disease. But before disease is dysfunction, and dysfunction leads to disease. So this is the place that we have to take care of ourselves, to help us always be functional or in a state of optimal functionality in everything, whether it's the body, the mind, the soul, all of that. And this practice of yoga, like no other, I don't know what else does this. This is a lifestyle practice. And we are here to stretch, strengthen, lengthen, create space, move energy, ground mental energy, or increase sluggish energy. Whatever it is that you need, it's here. So I'm going to share every time that I get on this mat with you tools that help me live my life, be happy, be healthy, feel strong, manage my mind, manage my body, manage the stresses of aging. And that's what you're here for. So anything you do is good. Any range of motion you can get in your joints is good. And I'd like to share with you what I read before I came to class today is, I think it was Dr. Hyman actually was saying this, that a friend told him a long time ago that first of all, he started by saying we have so many negative thoughts, and the way we think of ourselves and the way we talk to ourselves is negative. It's the way that we do, right? Oh, my bad knee, or my bad back, or, I can't do this anymore. Now my knees won't do this, my hip won't do this, my da-da-da won't do this. And so we have all this negative, or oh, look at the spots on my face, or look at the wrinkles on here, or, my mind is going. Whatever it is, we focus on all of these negative things. And he was saying that a few years ago, somebody taught him or said to him, if we talk to ourselves the way we would talk to a friend, if you think about telling yourself, like if you were your own friend, what are the things you would say to yourself, right? You wouldn't tell your friend, oh my gosh, I see age spots. Wow, you've got wrinkles. Boy, those knees of yours aren't bending anymore. Or boy, you're losing it. We might do some tongue-in-cheek jokey things, but more often than not, we're saying, oh wow, that color looks good on you. Or you seem really happy today. Or whatever it is, right? Did you lose weight? Did you get your hair cut? Whatever it is. So let's look for the good in ourselves, right? Let's look for what do we have that's good. Let's focus on that. Let's do the glass is half full with ourselves as often as possible. And quite often people make the comment to me, oh, you always seem so happy. Well, I will tell you, no, I'm not. Okay, and I've got plenty of stuff in my life that is crazy, could be. I do choose to look at the glass as half full. I really do choose that. That is, and it is a choice because you could say this and you could say that. All right, so let's arrive. Let's get ourselves to this place. Let's clean the slate of the chalkboard in our mind, the thoughts, you're this, you're that, da, 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 da. Let's begin by clearing our mind, clearing our thoughts. You have two choices today. You could either choose to begin in a seated posture with support at your back, near a wall, or at the back of a piece of furniture, or even the side. If you are on the floor and you're near an armchair and there's the back of the piece of furniture there, that gives you the ability to choose to begin in a seated posture today, Sukhasana, or you could lie down on the ground and support your head with something, and it's a free-for-all in the beginning. So you're going to do whatever it is for you that brings you comfort. So I am going to say that for today's practice, we're going to need a block and a strap, and you're going to put those off to the side. Well, actually, not your block. You're going to need your block if you're sitting up. So I'll give you a couple of options, right? If you're going to lie down on the ground, go ahead and put your blanket at the top of your mat and bring yourself onto the ground. And let your head be supported by the blanket. Let your back be supported by the ground, not the blanket. And then if you are going to come to a seated position, the seated position, you're going to, I'm going to put one block down, and I am going to be near a wall today. So I'm sitting very close to the wall, so I could use the wall for support. I'm also going to use the elevation of a blanket, and having something elevated to sit on can actually be very nice. I'm going to do that in double like that. And then I'm going to sit on my blanket. Oops, I think that's going to be a little too hard, putting the blanket like that. Sometimes a pillow is really nice if you get a pillow. To do a pillow. Oops. All right. So I just did my blanket. I folded my blanket in two, and that's actually okay for me because my hips are pretty open. I don't really have a lot of tightness in my hips. You may or you may not have tightness in your hips. So whatever it is, you want to be comfortable. When I go to India or Bali, even Thailand, whenever I'm in a place where there is a meditative aspect, mostly it's done in a seated position. And I asked that on my last trip, and they said it's because the lungs can actually expand in all ranges of motion. Yet it can also be uncomfortable to sit, uncomfortable for the hips, uncomfortable for the spine. So sit if that's comfortable for you. You could support your knees if your knees need supported. Clearing the throat. Why don't we all do that? Clear your throat and then clear your nose. And you know, traditionally in the practice of yoga, there are cleansing routines that take place before we do breath work or meditation or the yoga practice or the physical asana practice. The whole thing is yoga. And we would do things to clean our nose, to clean our throat, to clear our vessel. You know, like if we were an instrument, let's say a flute or whatever, you clean it before you play it, right? Well, we are a wind instrument. Humans are wind instruments. Our sound is of wind energy. All right, so I'm going to take a block, and I'm going to place a block behind my back, probably right around here where the break in the back would be, right behind where the low back and middle back meet. So depending on where you are in relationship to the wall, put the block there. And I think you'll notice that it actually is really nice and supportive, either near a wall, near the back of a sofa, side of a chair, piece of furniture, whatever it is. And then you're going to bring yourself, you're either on the ground or you're in a seated position. You're going to close your eyes and go inward and notice what you notice. If you are in a seated position, make sure that you're nice and arranged. Feel your spine growing out of your pelvis. Make sure your head is on top of your spine. So push your head back so it's on top of your spine. And noticing what you notice here. Let your mind go up and down your body to notice where there are sensations. Notice the quality of the sensations or the feelings. Does your body feel warm or cold, hard or soft, light or heavy? Flowing or stuck? I'm just noticing. Turning your eyeballs inward. And let's bring our left hand onto our belly. If you are seated, bring your arm close to your body. Make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder. And if you're on the ground, bring your arms close to your body so that your hand can really rest on your belly. Take your right hand, bring your right hand up on your chest. Then spread the fingers of both hands. And just breathe and notice where your body's moving. Let your hands be gauges, feeling where the movement is. Try not to deepen your breath yet. Try to see if you could just observe. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it short or long? Deep or shallow? Is it in the upper chest, middle torso, or near the belly? Just as an observer, no judgment. It shouldn't be anything. It should be what it is. And smile. Smile as you lovingly observe yourself. Yourself, not necessarily the package that you're living in, not that body, but rather you, the part of you that is subconsciously breathing. That energetic part of you, the part of you that is alive. The heart beating in the background. Respiration occurring without you having to do anything about it. All the processes that are taking place in your body right now. All the things that are good, that are happening. Cellular turnover, liver processing vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and capturing toxins to be exposed from your body, expelled from your body. Thank you, liver. Immune system looking around to see if it needs to protect you. Brain running the show like a conductor. Thank you, brain. Bring your awareness to your hand that's on your chest. Breathing into your chest, feel your chest pressing up towards your hand, towards the palm, towards the fingers. Feel the expansion and contraction, the stretch, the pull. All that oxygen coming into your lungs, going into your bloodstream, being delivered to your cells to create oxygen. Can't live without it. And every exhale has carbon dioxide, which is a poison for us. And how beautiful that your body managed that, and now you can exhale it. So focus a lot on the exhales, on the release, on the letting go. Inhale is to receive. Exhale is to release. Bring your awareness down to the hand on your belly. Breathe down to your belly. And let's do a wave-like pattern of breath. Let's take a big breath to exhale. Begin. Inhale to your belly, your lower ribs, and your chest. Exhale from your belly, your lower ribs, and your chest. Inhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Inhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Inhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, lower ribs, chest. Continue on your own, finding the rhythm. Let the inhale and the exhale begin and end with the diaphragm, the primary breathing muscle, strengthening your primary breathing muscle to draw the breath into your body and to press the breath out of your body. Wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. When you finish your breath, let your breaths go. Bring your hands back either beside your body or on your thighs. Noticing what you notice here with your body. Notice your breath now. Turn your awareness onto your breath. Observe your breath. Observe where the body is moving. Where is the breath? Is it in the chest? Is it at the lower ribs? Or do you feel it in the belly? Bring your hands together. Rub your hands. Rub them really, 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 really strong. Fast. And cover your eyes. Blinking your eyes open. Let's take your body and stretch your body. Legs go straight if you're sitting. Point your toes and get your legs long if you are lying down. And then bring your arms overhead if your shoulders will let you. Whether you're all the way down or they're like this. And if you are down on the ground, bring yourself onto your side and then push away from the floor. Lead with your shoulder, not your head. Don't pull yourself up with your head. And then we'll all meet here in a seated position. So folding your blanket, being a little bit away from the wall, fold your blanket in two, and then you're going to come to a seated position. Let's take the legs nice and long, and let's stretch the legs. Point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then toes are up. You're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And let's take the hands on the ground behind us on a pentapod. So you're on all 5 tips of your fingers and thumbs, and then slide your shoulder blades towards each other and lift your chest so that there's no collapsing in your chest. This is also good to help support posture. Then we're going to take the legs, and you're either going to come into Baddha Konasana, which is soles of the feet together, or you're going to come into Sukhasana, which is knees bent like this, easy seat. We're going to do a little warm up here with our body. So we're going to do a Sufi grind, and I want you to think about the ovals of your body. So there's an oval at the bottom of our pelvis. There's an oval at the top of our pelvis. There's an oval shape at the bottom of our rib cage. There's an oval shape at the top of the rib cage. And then there's an oval shape in the skull at the base, right? So there's all these openings of bone up and down our body. So you're going to take your hands on your thighs. You're going to inhale forward with a lifted chest. And maybe you're going to feel a stretch here in your hips. This stretches our hips when we do this Sufi grind. Then you're going to push yourself over to the side. So think about the bottom oval of your rib cage and the top oval of your pelvis. That's where a lot of the movement is going to take place. Then you're going to push yourself back. Let it be the low back that goes back the most. Don't round the upper spine, especially if you have osteoporosis. Be careful with this part of your body pushing it towards itself. And then you're going to push yourself over. You're going to push your heart forward. And then you're going to go around. So the ovals of the bottom of the head and the top of the rib cage and the bottom of the rib cage pretty much stay together. And it's the bottom of the rib cage opening that moves around the top of the pelvic opening, stretching low back, lower spine area, core muscles, and hips. You inhale when you come forward. You exhale when your body goes back. Close your eyes. Use the heel of your hands to push into your legs to stay nice and tall in your spine, to not bend your spine, to keep your spine safe. You inhale when you're forward. You exhale back. And then take one more circle like this. If the eyes are closed, maybe you could feel things moving around in your body. Bring yourself back up to center. Get nice and tall again. Exhale, and then inhale forward. Go the other direction. Bring your awareness to the lower rib cage opening and the top of your pelvis, and try to get that oval to go around the pelvic oval. You inhale when you're forward. You exhale back. Let your belly go back towards your spine. And see if you could feel your hips stretching. Notice what you notice. Get really tall in your body. You're not collapsing. And then bring yourself through one more complete rotation. And bring yourself back up to seated. Come all the way nice and tall. Let's unbend the legs again. So when we bend our knees, that stops the flow or restricts the flow. And so going through the process of opening, releasing, it actually, as simple as it seems, to bend your legs and keep them there in a position and then to unbend them, it's like kinking a hose and releasing. So allowing for a whoosh to happen in your body and moving our lymphatic fluids. Let's give our knees a little love here. Give your knees a little love. These largest joint in the body, number one weight-bearing joint in the body, takes a lot of wear and tear. And some of you I know have issues with your knees. And then I want you to do a little self-massage. So on the inner knee here, this is where the adductor muscles attach. Take your thumbs and move your thumbs pretty strongly on the side of your legs, on the side of the knee joint. And then come up a little higher. So your knee joint is actually a floating bone and it floats in between tendons of the quadriceps that come down here. So let's see if there's any kind of stuff we need to break through there. And then come to the top of your knees, like right above your kneecaps. A lot of tendon connections here, a lot of ends of muscles. So come here and then go to the sides and use your fingers to massage the sides. And if you want to do knuckles, you could do knuckles. We get stickiness or cobwebs start to form in our body. They're called adhesions. And we want to keep them flowing and keep them moving because we don't want it to get stuck. Just like traffic, once one car stops on the freeway or slows down, everyone else does. And so it's the same thing in our body. Bring your hands up to your quadriceps, make knuckles, and get your knuckles to go up and down the sides of your legs and then the quads, the front of your thighs. And if any of you have knee issues or hip or ankle or feet, this is the kind of stuff you want to do to keep your tissues nice and flowing. And then let's come with soles of the feet together. So this is called Baddha Konasana. Bring your feet close if you can. Hold on to your feet and get nice and tall here. Nice and tall. You could do a rocking action here. The adductor muscles. And these muscles attach right here into the inner knee joint. So keeping our joints nice and healthy. If you try to bend forward a little, you're going to deepen the stretch. So feel that wherever you feel it. And then we're going to do a little bit more spinal movement. So it's up to you. You could stay with Baddha Konasana. You could have your legs straight, or you could crisscross your legs. So do what feels appropriate to you. Reach down, grab a hunk of flesh on either side. Grab a hunk of flesh, the big glute muscles that you have, and take them back so you feel your pelvis. And then let's hold on to the front of the thighs. Let's lift our heart forward, coming into extension. And then exhale, rocking back on the pelvis. Feel the tailbone touching the ground. Feel the low back going back, but still keep yourself nice and open in the front chest. Inhale forward, exhale. So we're tilting our pelvis. Let it be your pelvis is tilting. So think about the oval that's on the top of the pelvis tilting backwards, like you're spilling water out the back edge of your pelvis. And then trying to tilt the pelvis forward to spill water out the front edge of your pelvis. Let it be very pelvic. The forward and backward is the rocking forward and backward of your pelvis. Forward and backward. Hopefully you feel something in your hips. And if you do feel anything in your low back that's a stretch, hopefully it's appropriate for you. And then bring yourself back up to center. Let's do lateral side to side. Bring your arms up and over, and arms are up and over. Try to reach a little far away from your body if you can. Really let your arm go up in the air, even looking up so that your arm doesn't go in front of your face. Next time you come over, stay over. Just such a delicious stretch, the lateral flexion. And then up and over to the other side. And then bring yourself back up. We're going to do a little bit with rotation. If you need to straighten your legs, if your knees are bothering you or anything, straighten your legs here. And then coming back, we're going to do rotation. So let your head move first, looking over your shoulder. Try not to let your shoulders move. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, so you help support your upper trunk. Really get a nice stretch in your neck. And then bring yourself back center. We're going to bring a little bit of a deeper rotation into our body. So let's take a leg forward and the other leg is bent. One leg is forward, one leg is bent. And then you're going to take, so whatever this leg is that's in front for you, you're going to take that arm and put that hand, the back of the hand there. And then when you get it, you're going to push so it helps to open your chest up, to the side. Then take your other hand here, looking at your thumb, take an exhale. And then inhale, reach up and back. Exhale back to center. Reach up and back. Up and back. Feel the stretch wherever you feel it. Last one, open your fingers. Stay here. Really reach your fingers long. Feel that stretch on that side of the body. Use the hand that's on the leg to push, to lift your heart forward. Spine is long. Deep breaths down to your pelvis. And then bring yourself all the way back and bring yourself out. Let's do the other side. So straighten the leg, bending the sole of the foot. You're going to take this hand and you're going to place this hand on the inner calf area. Then you're going to take this other hand, looking at the thumb, bending the fingers, take an exhale. As you inhale, reach, 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 reach. Really, your eyes look at the thumb the whole time, and then exhale back. Inhale, really feel yourself stretching your body here. So you're reaching your arm up and away from you, nice and long. Reaching your hand up and away and rotating. And then you're going to do your last one. You're going to open up your hand, reach, reach, reach. Stay here. Push your hand into your leg. Lift your heart. Breathe down to your belly. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself out. Come all the way out. Take your legs long. Let's do an inner thigh stretch and get your block for this, because this could help. So you're going to reach down and grab a hunk of flesh. And then your block, put your block right in front of you. This is very helpful for a lot of people because the body wants to go into a rounded position because there's a lot of tightness in a lot of people's legs. So if you have the block here, you could push down onto the block wherever you need the block, if you need it. Not everybody does, but I find that the spread leg position is challenging for a lot of people. So come into this position, feel what you feel, nice long spine. If you can bring your body forward, it's with a straight spine. You're not rounding to come forward. Coming forward is not better. Bending at the hip joint to come forward will add a little bit more stretch in the leg muscles. So it's not about rounding the spine, always keeping the front of your spine open. So especially if you have osteoporosis, but I'm going to say for all of us, to keep the spine open is important. And then you could even let a shoulder go towards the opposite shoulder. So a little bit of a rotational force, focusing a little more on one leg versus the other. And then bring yourself back, bring yourself all the way up. Bring the legs together. Stay here. Let's take the leg, this leg, and bend the leg, and then take the block on the same side of your body at the back of the bent leg, putting it on the ground. And that's for you to push down to get a nice tall spine. So your foot is near wherever it is, right? It could be a little bit away from you, could be close to you if that works for you. Take your hands on that front leg and get super tall in your spine. Your leg that's straight, very active, toes are pointing towards you. Then you take your arm, bring your arm on this leg so you get nice and tall, and then bring your hand behind you and push down on the block, get tall. Take an exhale. As you inhale, the lower ribs, the middle ribs, and then the upper ribs rotate around. Push your heart forward. Really hold on to that front leg and let that front elbow reach out to the side. So you have a lot of action here. You're not leaning backwards. You're growing straight out of your pelvis. Push your straight leg into the ground. That'll help you get a little more lift in your spine. Push down with your hands, lift your heart, and rotate. Breathe down to your belly. Take one more breath. And then slowly, slowly unwind. When we do a rotation in our spine, it's a really great way to strengthen the spine, pulling on the spine. So that's a really important thing to do, is to strengthen the spine. Let's take your hands now on your front thigh and get nice and tall. Reach behind you for that block, put the block behind you. And then you're gonna push your hand into the block, hold on to this leg, get tall, press the straight leg into the ground. That'll help you get nice and tall. Lift your heart forward, lower your shoulders. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale, lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Breathe down to your belly. Press your straight left leg into the ground and get nice and tall. Lift and open the front of your spine always when you're rotating. Lower your shoulders, slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Take one more breath. When you come out with length in your spine, unwind, unwind, unwind. Bring the soles of your feet together and bring yourself out. Do a little rocking action. All right, so we're going to do a posture position, strengthening our posture muscles. So reach behind you again and move the buttocks back. Come to the front edge of your blanket. So come to the front edge of your blanket. Move your buttock bones back, or not your buttock bones, your buttock muscles, and the other stuff, the stored energy that's back there. Bring your block between your thighs. Legs are straight. Actually, grab your strap for this. Grab your strap. Grab your strap and put your strap around your soles of your feet. Block is between your legs. Heels are on the ground. When you're pushing into your strap, you're going to feel the pinky edges of your feet on the strap. You might not even feel your arches, so don't let your feet cave in. Really push on the pinky toe edges. And then get your strap and draw your hands back, depending on what length of a strap you have. So most of the straps are 6 feet, so hopefully you could still hold the ends. Bring your elbows alongside your body. Press your legs into the ground, squeeze the block. Elbows are into your side, and then lift your chest, open your heart. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. They're not forward. Press your legs into the ground, get nice and tall here. This is called Dandasana staff posture. It's a posture of alignment and postural strength. Take one more breath. Don't collapse. Can you put your strap down? Can you bring your arms out to the side? Can you bring your arms into scarecrow position? And when you're here, are you doing shoulder earrings? Lower your shoulders, slide your shoulder blades towards each other, push your arms back, take 3 breaths if you can, squeeze your block, press your legs into the ground, lift your heart, open your spine, the front of your spine. Smile. One more breath. And then go ahead and release. Woo. Take your block to the side. Take your strap. Bring your legs in. Move side to side. Do whatever you need to do to take out the tension from your body. Go ahead and get your strap. Bring your strap behind your back, like right behind your shoulders. Right behind your shoulders to help support you in this upright position. And then see if you could take your arms long. If you could bring your arms up, maybe you need to redo this, up and back, stretching our chest, stretching our arms. Coming all the way up, a little side to side. Legs can be crisscross or in Baddha Konasana. Really stretch, much more under armpit area, chest, deeper stretch here. Make sure it feels appropriate. And then bring yourself back to center. All right, so that was pretty good. See how you're feeling. Take your legs straight. Just shake, shake, shake. All right. So let's do a little hip work, a little hip alignment. I'm going to stay on one blanket. So what you're going to do now is you can sit on your mat or sit on your blanket. You're going to take one leg and let one leg come straight off of your body. Actually, we're probably going to need our block for this. So get your block, okay? So one leg is in front of you and this knee is bent, and the other leg is coming off your body. And then you're going to take your hand on the block of the leg that's in the front, and you're going to try, if you could see yourself at all, and maybe it's not now, but maybe you could do this in front of a mirror. You want to get yourself aligned so you're not like off to the side. This is external rotation in one hip, internal rotation in the other hip. Can be a nice way to balance the pelvis, or to balance the pelvis and the low back. So bring this hand up, pushing down into the block, trying to get yourself nice and linear here. Deep breaths. On the inhale, you could reach your arm away from you a little bit. And on the exhale, bring it back. Only a couple of inches. Inhale. Exhale. Just notice what you notice. You might feel tightness in your hip. You might feel things happen in your low back. And of course, only if it feels appropriate for you. So if the hand on the block is not appropriate, you can put your hand on the ground. Breathe down to your belly. One more breath. Out. Let's switch. You're going to take this leg right off of your body. The other leg is bent in front. The hand is either on the block or on the ground, and the other hand comes up. So maybe at first you need to get yourself here. There's definitely a lot of stretching that takes place in the hips here. Maybe some things happen in the low back. For me, for my body, I definitely feel things adjusting, because I have one hip replacement, one natural hip. So I definitely feel an adjustment in my spine, more on one side than the other. But this is a good thing to do, like to put weight on your pelvis when you have one hip in internal rotation and one in external. And then you try to find that alignment in your spine when the lower body is doing what it's doing here. And it can bring up some dysfunctional holding patterns. Maybe you'll get a stretch or readjustment. Take your hand on the ground or on the block. Bring the other hand forward. Take an exhale. And inhale. Reach that hand away a little. I mean, really little, like 2 inches. And then back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale. And then one more. And then bring yourself out of that. And even actually putting weight, things like this can be, good. It's depending on what's going on in your body. So just bringing in a lot of different shapes to see if this is effective for you. So let's go into a quadricep stretch right here. Not an easy muscle to stretch. Let's see if you're able to stretch this here. Can you bend your leg a little bit more? Bring your knee away from you if you can, and then try to push that front hip forward. So maybe you're able to get that stretch in that quadricep, maybe not. People with knee issues, when they're at the side, it seems to be a little bit easier. If you try to bring the foot to the middle of the buttock, and then you push the front hip forward, that's your best opportunity to stretch the quad in this position. Take one more breath. And then let's come out. Let's go to the other side. So you take the leg, you bend the leg. You try to get the heel to come to the center of the buttock. And then you push that front hip joint forward. And open up your chest. And breathe deep down to your belly. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself out. All right. So let's move a little. Put your strap to the side. We'll need our block for this next one. Let's arrange ourselves. So you have your blanket on your mat. You fold your blanket into whatever fold you need, right? Depending on which blanket you have, or if you have a towel, you need to have enough fold for your kneecaps. So go ahead and bring yourself onto all fours and start to move around in your joints, noticing how your body feels here, side to side, and then back and front. And let's do some big circles. So I want you to bring yourself forward to the side, back, over to the other side, forward, side, back, side. And move through this forward, side, back, side, and then turn it into smooth corners, into a circle. Forward and back. Spread your fingers here, coming into and away from your wrists. So you're loading and then unloading the wrists. And that's a good thing to strengthen our wrists. Bring yourself back up to center. Start center, and let's go the other direction. So you can go side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward. And then continue that circular pattern. Turn that into a circle. Go slow. Notice what's happening in your joints. Where do you get sticky? Maybe slow down to see where the sticky is. And one more. And then bring yourself back up to center. Take yourself all the way back. And then shake your wrists. Shake, shake, shake. So I'd like to do a little bit to stretch our body. I want to show you first what I'm going to do. You're going to watch me and you're going to say, oh my, can I do that? Or, oh, that looks great. So your intelligence will tell you yes or no. So we're going to go from puppy dog to up dog. Puppy dog to up dog. And I want you to do this slowly, and I want you to notice what's happening. Now, for those of you that looked at that and said, ooh, that looks like it's intense, if you have a pillow or a blanket that you could roll up that you could put near your belly, you won't come down as low, and that's a little bit easier. We're rolling through the hip joint. We're stretching the front body and the back body. When we come forward into the up dog, there's a lot of front body stretching here, and the low back does go into extension, so you have to make sure that that's going to be okay for your back. You push your belly button to your spine. You slowly bring yourself up. You keep your arms straight. Your hips bend. Your knees bend. You come all the way back. You inhale forward. Go slow. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. So try it. You could let your knees be pretty spread. Your arms are pretty spread and straight. Maybe you don't go all the way down. Maybe you go here and here. Here and here. You're going to stretch the front and the back of the body. You're going to roll through the hips, lengthen and contract the glutes. See what feels appropriate for you, either all the way or partial. One more. And then bring yourself all the way back into your puppy dog. Stay here. Arms are forward, forehead rests. Push your heart towards the floor. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up. Whenever you practice yoga, it's more about what can you do than what can't you do. And finding the range of motion in your body is really important because we want to maintain that range of motion in our body forever. Okay, so let's get our block. So having a blanket underneath you will be nice because we're going to come onto our belly, and when we're on our belly, it's nice to have something there for the hip bones. And we're going to begin with a dolphin plank. So getting your block like this, bringing yourself forward, forward, forward. Come all the way forward. Leave your feet and your shins on the ground. And then you want to find this flatter type version of your spine. So you're going to push your belly button up towards your back. You're going to make sure that your low back is not, it's more of a flat curve at this point. You're adding a little flexion to the lower lumbar. And you're pushing your belly button strongly up towards your low back. Push your elbows into the ground, push your forearms, push your hands, and then press into the block, activating the shoulder girdle. Now press your arms, your hands into the floor and draw your elbows towards your knees. Feel a very strong, strong action, like you're really working hard to slide your elbows down to your knees. And then soften that, push your belly button up towards your spine. Bring your awareness to your knees and the tops of your feet that are touching the ground. Push your feet into the ground and try to drag your knees up towards your elbows. Strong, strong, strong. And then release. Let's go ahead and lower your pelvis down onto the ground. Push your heart forward. Stretch the front of your spine. Open your throat. Lower your shoulders. Breathe down to your belly. Take your legs wide. Let the low back soften here. Move your low back and forth, side to side. Pull your ribs away from your pelvis. Feel yourself lengthening, ribs away from the pelvis. And then open the front of the pelvis. Try to push the lower ribs towards the ground and then away from the ground. So you're trying to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Keep your head up here. It's heavy. And then let's do a little relief for the neck. Look over towards one ankle and then towards the other. One ankle or heel and the other. Even if the eyes are not open, getting that stretch in your body. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the block, push the block away. Reach your hands long, long, long. Walk your feet back towards each other. Hands are super long. Your chest isn't on the floor yet. Your hands are long. And then you're going to bend your elbows, fold your hands, and place your back of your hand. Put your forehead right there on the back of the hand. Take your legs wide, bend your knees, and let your legs go side to side. And bring yourself back to center. Bring your knees back. Take your legs nice and long. Breathe down to your belly. Bring your awareness to your right leg. And slide your right leg away from your body. And then bend your right knee so you rest on the inner thigh and the inner knee joint. And then bend the ankle so that your ankle and your foot are right underneath your knee joint. And your upper leg bone comes right off of your body. Don't go too high here. And then let your leg rest. Push the front of the thigh, the front of the hip where the leg attaches to your body. Push that towards the ground. And try to point your tailbone straight back. Take one more breath. And you're going to straighten that leg, bring that leg back. Take your left leg off to the side, and then slowly start to slide the leg on the ground so the inner knee, you're resting on your inner knee joint. And then bend the ankle, the lower leg is on the ground. You're going to try to push the top hip area towards the ground. This is stretching the adductors and some of those deep front muscles that attach the leg onto your body. And this can be very therapeutic for hip health and low back health and knee joint health. Breathe down to your belly. Take one more breath. Bring your leg back. Bring your toes together. Let all the toenails touch the ground. Let the pinky toenails touch the ground. Take an exhale. And as you inhale, lift your upper body away from your hands. Let it be your rib cage that lifts away from the floor, not your head. Your head is just going along for the ride. Let most of this action be your rib cage lifting. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale to lift, hold for a breath. And then lower it all the way down. Take your arms out to the side, let your forehead touch the ground. Upper arm bone comes right off of your shoulders. Take an exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let it be the upper back that lifts up. One more. Come up and stay up for a breath. And then bring yourself back down. Fold your hands again. Put the forehead on the back of the hands. Take your legs wide, like off the mat. And then if you can, come to the inner edges of your feet, the big toe edges. So it's called crocodile. And if you think about a crocodile, this is the way that a crocodile, his legs kind of angle out, and then he's on the inner side. So be on the inner side of your feet, and your legs are spread quite a bit. Then breathe down to your belly. 5 breaths down to your belly. Bring your legs back. Reach your hand away, come onto your side, and then rest here on your side. Pay attention to how you're feeling. So that little sequence there, and especially the crocodile at the end, breathing down to your belly, it's very soothing for the nervous system. And it's a great way to get feedback that you're breathing down low to your diaphragm, which is the primary breathing muscle, which helps to stimulate the relaxation zone inside the body for healing and repairing. So to keep us healthy, we want to be in the zone of healing and repairing. And that crocodile belly position can actually help to set yourself up for success with that. Let's go ahead. Take your hand, bring your hand in front of you. Spread your fingers a lot. And then you're going to push away from the ground, leading with your shoulder. And then come into a seated position, whatever that is for you. If your knees will bend, bend them. If your knees bend and you can put a block or two underneath you, that'll be even better. A supported hero's position. Block is here, bending your knees, coming to sit in the supported hero's position. Let's take some tension out of our upper body. Take your hands on your shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, let your shoulders come down towards each other. Inhale up. Open your throat. Exhale, chin to chest. Chin to chest. And then one more. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take our head, let's stretch our neck. So let your elbows be underneath your shoulders, palms are resting on your thighs. Inhale, push the ear straight up towards the sky. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, the ear goes straight up towards the sky. and back to center. Inhale up, back to center. Inhale, back to center. And then bring yourself back to center. Take an exhale. Inhale to the side. Exhale back to center. Inhale, back to center. And then bring yourself back to center. Teeth are together. Take an exhale. Inhale, chin up towards the sky. Keep your teeth together. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one. And bring yourself back to center. So we're going to come into Shavasana. Your choice. Legs can go up the wall, or you can come onto your back. So folding your blanket, bringing your blanket up to the top of your mat, and then bringing yourself down onto the ground. Let go, do whatever you need to do. If you want to bring your knees into your chest, bring your knees into your chest. Bring yourself into a really spread leg position and let your feet flop to the sides, hands to the sides. Really let go, let your body relax. Really begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring movement into your body, your hands, your feet, your legs, your arms. Draw the knees into the chest and rock side to side. Come all the way onto your side. Take your hand on the ground and push yourself away and up. Keep your eyes closed if you can. This is your practice of self-care, self-love. Taking care of what you live in so you can feel good. Take your hands together, press your hands to your heart to your hands, nice long spine. We're going to close with a humming sound. Let's take a big exhale. Inhale. Bowing and namaste. Thank you. Hope you feel good. That was nice. So let's see. I just realized we didn't send out the link today, right? For the class. I was realizing that. I don't think we did. It's so true, right, Stevie? Yeah. We're always focused on the negative. Always. It's just so crazy. All the things we're not, we don't have. It's just so human nature. I don't know why. Some more than others. But yeah. Okay, good, Nancy. I was worried a little bit about Stan and his back with some of the movements I was doing today. So I hope Stan feels okay. Thank you so much. That was definitely a really nice, deep stretching opening practice. So I hope that we stayed in the safe zone for all of you. Good. You feel G, Carolyn. I'm glad you feel G. Oh, it did? So Stevie, in the summit, they were talking about that? Oh, wow. Yeah, Susan, well, for me, it's not new because I have that hip replacement I had almost 5 years ago. And so my whole life was raised awareness around my hip and everything. Well, what they say is that you have your joints, the neighbors, it affects the neighbors. So if you have issues in your hips, it could affect your knees or your back. If you have issues in the low back, it could be the knees or it could be the head and the neck area. So you need to look for the neighbors of the joints on the one that's affected, and sometimes that can help as well. You're welcome, Carolyn. All right, so everybody, I hope you have a great day. I hope your body feels really good, and I'll see you when I see you again. Bye.